Hello my fellow readers. In this video I'm going to talk about Seventh Time Loop, both volumes 3 and 4, and I hope I remember most of what occurred. In volume 3, from the back it says, "A stained glass mystery. Gulkane has officially forged an alliance with the Coyels, and Arnold and Riche are closer than ever during a visit to the Grand Cathedral of Domana, which Arnold burns to ash in the future." In a possible future, I mean, that's pretty harsh. They bump into the young lady Riche served as a maid. So in that past life, she served as a maid under this one kind of noble lady. But this happy reunion soon takes a turn for the strange, with curses, warnings, and grudges aplenty. As Arnold's hatred of the church comes to a head, another piece of the handsome prince's mysterious past falls into place. So in this volume, beyond all this, they're in this city because Riche has to perform the rites in order to dissolve her previous engagement to Dietrich, and so they have come here. She can't officially become really engaged to Arnold until that's dissolved, and so there's this whole process, but meanwhile, it's also at the same time as this festival. Festival? I don't know if that's the right word, but this ceremony where a young maiden with flower color hair has to perform this sacred ritual, whatever. And I'm pretty sure that's the lady that she served in the past. I think. But that lady is also, the young lady, she's very young. She's a little girl. She's also, there's a whole backstory with Riche and the previous lifetime where some not so great stuff happens, and it always impacted the way that things worked here. So I think the other thing is Riche trying to stop that from happening, and they end up hiring this this young boy here to kind of watch out for her, but there's stuff that is also happening in the background, a bigger conspiracy thing. I don't know. I don't want to give that all away, but there's a bunch of stuff that's happening, and it kind of reflects on the relationships that are building. And of course, throughout the process of doing all of this, Riche and Arnold continue to grow closer. There's some action sequences in this that are really fun, and it resolves well. I don't know. I enjoyed this volume. I think it was a good continuation of the story. I liked the newly introduced characters, which I'm not going to go over all the names because, one, I'm bad with that, too. Just go read that yourself. But all the characters were interesting. I like the progression. There's a big truth revealed about Arnold's mother, and it also ties into the church and that whole ceremony thing I was just talking about, and it makes it very interesting. I think that is part of it, is like the person who's chosen for that, they also kind of have a target on their back. So that's part of why they have to protect the young lady. And yeah, I probably need a reread to get more precise, but that is essentially the grand sweeps. And again, I don't want to get too precise anyway, because I think that's spoiler territory and you should just read it. But the story continues to be good. There's a lot of great scenes between Arnold and Riche, which is what we're all here for. And it was enjoyable. And it doesn't take long to read. They're very quick. I love the inserted artwork. It adds to the story, and I don't know what more to say. It's just, this is a good story. Read the light novels, watch the anime. I don't know. It's just a good story. Number 3. Number 2, technically number 4, is Ladies First. After the fracas with the church, Riche's feelings towards Arnold are starting to change. Thanks to chance encounter with the would-be villainess she knew in another life, Riche winds up swooping in to be her guard. Playing the part of a dashing prince, Riche makes all the girls swoon, but when ghostly rumors prompt Arnold to shack up with Riche for protection, will the power couple enter the throes of passion or end up throwing down? That seems much more like dramatic, I guess, than it really was. In this volume, there are a brother and sister. This one is a little bit more complicated. How do I explain this? So here we have someone that in the previous life was executed and thought to be this villainess who was like greedy and selfish and was portrayed as evil. However, in this lifetime, when Riche meets up with her, she doesn't seem that bad. She's very quiet. She's very introverted. She's technically not allowed to talk to pretty much anybody. I think her husband allows her to speak to other women, but essentially other than that, he doesn't want her interacting with anybody. So it's kind of like a really abusive situation. And I think Riche quickly determines that probably most likely what's happening is that her husband is actually pretty corrupt, and he's putting the blame on her in order to increase like his own political gain, because that's just how it would work better for him. So in this, she's kind of working out a way to figure out what's really going on, protect her, and of course do what's best for Arnold and his kingdom as well. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, he wouldn't even let her see her brother. However, her being kind of invited as a guest allows them to bring the brother, but when Riche meets the brother, she realizes she knows the brother was not really the brother, knows the person portraying her brother from a past life, and that he was a kind of a master of disguise for deceptive reasons, and so she's trying to figure out what his plan is in the whole situation. The people of the castle have been, I think that's a castle, right? The manor, the estate, have been seeing a ghostly figure, and Riche is scared, and that's why Arnold invites her to stay with him, sharing a bed. And they've done it before, so it should be fine, other than will other things ensue. And that is also part of this whole other story, is of course trying to figure out what the ghost is. Is it a ghost? Heads up, probably not. Won't give away the full thing, but yeah, don't expect like paranormal for this. It all ties into the grander story. And I don't know, again, it's great. Riche and Arnold are continuing their relationship. It's a lot of fun. There are, of course, the hijinks that we're sharing a bed. And then, of course, the interruptive kind of characters. I think is it his, like, butler? The right-hand man? There's a scene where, like, they're getting closer, and then there's, of course, the knock on the door, the interference, and Arnold's really mad. And it's cute. It's just cute. It's fun. Lighthearted. I'm wondering how much longer until they just admit feelings. But I do have my marker in here that was essentially like what happened in the previous volumes. So add like, this was Riche talking to Arnold. And I was like, thank you. Thanks for the reminder about what we've gone through so far. So she was like, the same goes for you, reconciling with your brother and pardoning Professor Mikhail? I think it's Mikhail. Professor Mikhail for setting off fireworks in the middle of town, forming a technological alliance with the Coyels because of their metalworking capabilities, and a partnership with the Crusade Church were both things you did well, Prince Arnold. So, like, that was literally Volume 1, his relationship with his brother. Volume 2 was the pardoning the professor and the technological alliance with the Coyels. And then third was the Crusade Church. So it was just like, thanks, that's the details that I sometimes forget. Of course, that came at the end of this, but I do think that helps sometimes because you remember the characters, but not necessarily what happened in the story to lead them to the point that they are now. This volume also dealt with the economic system, and they find, I shouldn't give that away. I shouldn't give it away, but it deals with their economic system too, and it ties into the plot against the villainess character from the past, and I liked it. It was very good. I like seeing how they'll resolve things, and the way that Riche is really impacting the world and fixing things. I think she's still afraid that she is going to be executed or die, as has been her case. But each thing that she does in this world, including running into people that she knew from previous lives, she's been, like, fixing everything. And I don't know if she realizes that, but I feel like, of course, in the end, it'll resolve itself. But I still feel like the big bad in all of this is Arnold's dad. And so I'm wondering how that will all resolve itself. But I'm assuming that it will, because it's just good. It's good, it's light, it's fluffy, and I can foresee it all working. So there you have it. I would still highly recommend this series because now I'm on to volume 4, and I have volume 5. I just haven't read it yet. And I still love it. It's still going strong. These characters are great, especially Reese and Arnold. I mean, they're the whole main point. But even seeing all the people that Reese knew from the past life and how she's helping them, it's just good. It's enjoyable. So I really can't recommend Seventh Time Loop enough. If you have not watched or read it yet, pick it up because you're going to enjoy yourself. It's really good. And that is it for this video. Until next time, bye.